Hello everyone, welcome to this video. In this particular one, I just wanted to deploy a Red Hat virtual machine, and I'm just going to show you how to do that. It's really easy, just like any other virtual machines. There are multiple ways to go there. For virtual machine, I usually just search for virtual machine. It shows up over here. So you go to the tab, and right now I have two machines, one Windows and one Ubuntu. All I need to do is click add and click a new virtual machine, and this experience is exactly the same. So I can new test lab RG. It's a new resource group that I'm just going to create to deploy. So let's call it Red Hat, and let's deploy it to my favorite location, AWS. And right over here you can drop down and you will see some of the major most used types of operating systems. They're already available over here. So this time I'm just going to choose the Red Hat Enterprise Linux 8.2 LVM. You can choose based on your need. You can choose, I'm using a little bit powerful standard DS2 V3, 2 virtual cores and 8 gigs memory for my deployment. Now over here you can have authentication using public key, or you can use the password. Okay, so whichever you feel like you can use. Okay, so Keypair name, let me see if I Azure user generate a new Keypair, use existing Keypair, generate new Keypair. So let's try that one. I have never tried that one, generate a new Keypair, and let's see if I can work with that. So let's hit create and see if it generates my Keypair for me as well. So it's saying it's about 10 cents per hour. I said okay, that's fine, let's create that. So here it's asking and telling you it has generated the SSH Keypair. It contains the public key and the private key. Azure doesn't store the private key. Okay, the private key you have to keep it. After the SSH key resource created, you won't be able to download the private key again. So you gotta download this. Okay, so download this private key. If you click on it, redhatkey.pem, let's save that file in some place. Let's see where it's saved. So redhatkey.pem. So downloads, it's ready. So redhatkey.pem, it's right there. Okay, so that's fine. So once that's there, so our deployment is now underway. So again, anytime if you can avoid password based authentication, that's what is recommended. It's gonna just make your system more secure. So think about this. The public key is already available within the Red Hat that we are deploying over SSH. We are going to provide our private key, which is only known to us, and we will be able to log into the machine. Okay, so let's just give it a second, and while it's going on, let's do something like that from here. Let's create a new shell. Actually, go to downloads, where are we, cd, okay. So all I'm trying to do is go to downloads and ls, and then I just want to do a list on the Red Hat key that we have generated. Okay, so this is the key that I have. Okay, so this is my private key, and now you have access, but this is, I should not give this key to anybody else. So let's see how we are going to use this key to connect to the virtual machine. So it's still taking some time, and it's now the deployment is just got completed. So you can go from here, go to resource, or you can also click right there to go to the resource. Okay, so let's click from here and go to the resource and see what is going on with a Red Hat machine. So if you look at over here, operating system is the Red Hat 8.2. that's what we did. We have a public IP address. It has created a virtual network. DNS we have not configured. we haven't configured any tag. We deployed an EastUS. It's in a running state. Okay, you can look at couple things like monitoring. These are automatically available to you. Then capabilities, you can go through some of that. You can set up backup, disaster recovery, auto shutdown if you like, and even update management for this particular machine. Recommendations are things that the security center usually looks at and helps you make your system way more secure. Here, if you go to tutorials, there are more things that you can learn about, how to secure and keep your virtual machines up to date. Building a scalable virtual machine skill set, all of that kind of stuff. There are lots of stuff that are already available in this blade over here. The main blade, the networking, if you go there, you should be able to see all the ports that are available, and you see one thing, that SSH port is open. So if we want to connect to the machine, we should be able to do that. You can look, this is the inbound port rule. You can also look at the outbound port rule. Application security group is nothing has configured, but we can create, and I have covered this in any other videos. And if you want to do load balancing, you can also come over here and configure that. Disk you can even increase and decrease the size of the virtual machine. There are lots of other things that you can do over here. And IAM, from this is another very important blade where you can assign roles, what kind of roles you want to give to other people. Okay, so that's enough about a quick overview. So let's see how we can connect to the machine. So again, let's say go back to the resource, and there should be a connect button over here, right? So you click on SSH, and it should tell you, hey, this is how you can connect to the machine. So this is telling you that they have created the user as your user. This is the IP address. So I'm going to copy all of that, and this is where I already have my where I have my PM file. So let's just do a Q on it, and let's paste the command. So what it's telling, do a SSH and provide my key, private key path, and log into this particular server, that Red Hat server that we created using this particular user. Okay, so that's pretty easy. So over here, since we already know where it is, so I'm just gonna say Red Hat Keypair, and let's see if that helps. Yeah, so as soon as we did that, it says the authenticity of the host can be established. We want to trust, just say yes, and voila. So look at that. This is a very general message that whenever you log in, it's saying it's unprotected private key, but the most important thing, did it let us log in or not? Permission rated to open. It is required that your private key files are not accessed by others. This private key, but it says permission denied. So that didn't work. So let's see. Ensure you had a read-only access to private key. So let's do that. So it's saying that your private key has too much of access. So let's do sudo on that particular file. Okay, so it says I don't even have any file. So let me see. I do have that file. Oh, I did that PM is Red Hat PM. So here we are chmodding that. So now let's try that command one more time. There we go. Okay, so now look at that. Where we are inside the Red Hat machine that we have created. This is running in Azure. So remember, so what we did. Okay, so this is important. So once you have your file, give your file only read access, so nobody can modify the file. So Azure smart enough, or the Red Hat is smart enough, they said, hey, you were trying to log in and you have provided the path, but the file got bad permission, it's got too much permission, so please, this private key will be ignored. Go back. And how to fix the problem? Azure is smart enough or already giving you the solution. So change your access of your key and then come back and then try to log in again. Now we are here. Okay, so now you can do ls. There's nothing there. ls bar. So there's stuff there. So what are you gonna see? Top maybe to see what's going on. So I mean, it's just a Red Hat Linux virtual machine right now available to you to do whatever you want to do with it. Okay, so that's a quick introduction to how to deploy a Red Hat virtual machine inside Azure environment, how to connect to that one using a SSH key, how to make sure that you have your right permission to the private key that you have generated. With that, enjoy. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you have any comments, please feel free to leave those for me. Have a great day.